Welcome to the another interesting topic in the session from today video. So welcome to the your thought consultancy. So in the series of session today we are going to discuss about the different techniques of the software testing. So and we will see that how these technique will help us to do the different and help us to do the different testing and activities, performing different activities during our projects in our testing. We will go and start today's session. So here is my introduction. So I have a 15-year experience in the software testing, and I have also mentoring a lot of people, and I am also working as a consultant in different organization nowadays as a QA, you can say, and try to help them the industry to build their teams from scratch and proposing different strategies and making the different strategies for their project as well. So these are some gadgets which will help you to reach out me directly if you have any question. So moving forward and start the today's session. In today's session we are going to discuss about the techniques of the software testing. So we have used these things to achieve different type of goals, but the common goal in software testing is to reduce the defect from the project and the application. So keeping that in mind, so we are going to perform different type of techniques. We have already discussed the different type of testing, we have already discussed the different type of levels, and we have already discussed some important aspect of testing as well, like the QA, QC, verification and validation, and what is and why the importance of software testing we have already discussed in the previous sessions as well. So by keeping the series of learning further towards the advanced level, so in today's topic we are going to discuss about the testing techniques. So we do have a different type of testing techniques to perform to achieve this goal, that which we have with focus that we need to reduce the defect from our application. So the first technique which we are going to discuss is the static testing, where we have involved with some static activities like the walkthrough reviews of the application in terms of code and requirement. So the objective is to identify the defects at the earlier ages. It will help us to reduce the cost and the time as well. So I have also list down the example of the static testing. We will discuss these the testing type which lie under the static testing in coming days in the coming sessions in detail. So for now we have just you can say the abstract understanding of the static testing, how we can perform. We are doing if we are doing the static testing, so we need to keep these things in our mind, that we need to do the code reviews, inspection and the static analysis, like using different tools like the SonarQube is another tool which is using for the vulnerability of the application and find out the vulnerability inside the code. So if we talk about the dynamic testing, so where we are dealing with the complex testing type like the regression, functional, non-functional. So the also the purpose of this testing type to reduce the defect, and this testing type belongs to the defect reduction technique activity, and the static testing, if we talk about, so it's belong to the defect prevention technique. So we will see that how we can involve ourselves to check and perform the dynamic testing. And as I have already told you guys that the overall testing prospect and objective is to eliminate the defect. So in the dynamic testing, well, normally we are validating and the software behavior after development, and the objective is that to reduce the defects from the from the application. So the comes to the another testing technique which is very famous and well renowned and common in the black box testing. Normally in the black box testing we are not going deeply inside the application, we are just giving the input and seeing the result of application. So the objective, as is already we have discussed number of time till now in our course, that is to you can say the reduce the defect. So in black box testing, we are normally validating the output based on the given input. So I have quoted the example as well. Let's go testing a login feature by providing a different set of username and the password blindly, because we are not aware about the logic and the code inside. So we are putting the input like valid user, invalid user, password and invalid password with different combination, and see the result and the expected behavior of the application. So in the white box testing technique, normally we are dealing at the code level and branch level, and we are seeing the different using the different techniques like the code coverage, the flow diagram, the mutation testing in it, and see that the developed code how much it is mature, and try to remove the you can say the defects from it. Then come to the gray box testing. The gray box testing basically combination of black and white. So normally in the gray box testing, we are doing the testing at the code level maybe, and at the database level maybe, with the front end as well. So all these three layer testing will lie and relate to the gray box testing. So if you have any application, like if you have a fintech application or healthcare, so no, you need to perform the gray box testing. So keep these things in mind while doing the gray box. You need to check things at front end, and then go back to the databases, and also check the code part as well, the logic of that product which they are, the module which you are testing. So this type of testing when you ever perform, so this type of testing belongs to the gray box testing. And I have also quoted the example for you guys. You can go through these slides yourself and get back to me if you have any question in the comment box section. So now for going forward, we will go and see the comparison and the you can say the different aspect of the testing. Let's suppose we will pick the dynamic testing for as for our discussion. So if we talk about the definition, so testing by execute the code, definitely it's based on the complex part and the depth level. So that's why we are dealing with the code level testing as well in the dynamic testing. So objective, definitely we need to see the behavior and the runtime behavior of the application according to the given requirement. Then execution, running the test cases against the application. So most of the time we are executing our test cases whenever we perform any type of activity on the testing for our application, or for project. So the example is that the functional testing of a web application, this is the classic example of dynamic testing which we need to perform. So the if we talk about the timing aspect for all the you can say the testing technique, so the in the static testing we need to perform the earlier phases. That would be nice approach, otherwise maybe you will be do and double your effort. So conducting during or after the development, if we talk about the dynamic. So in the black box testing, conducting throughout the development life cycle. And if we talk about the white box testing for timing prospect, when we need to do that, so primarily done during the unit testing. So otherwise maybe you will not able to do, and if you are doing that after the you can say the unit testing, so maybe our effort will be increased and our cost will be increased. So in the gray box, often done during the integration of the system testing. So these are the two time period, the two phases where we can perform the gray box testing as well on our application. So these are different aspects, and we which we need to keep on our mind when we are performing the testing, these testing techniques to find out the bugs and try to make sure that the application carry the less bug inside the application. For today we are done. So if you have any question in the testing technique, so you will get back to me in the you can say the comment section of the video. So I will get when I will get time, I will reply to your queries and your answer as soon as possible. Thank you for today's session.